If you watch my videos all the time, you'll think that I was on the boat every day, but this is actually something that I haven't done in over 4.5 months. Yeah, I am back at the boat, well, back at the marina. I just got here. And like I say, something I haven't done in over 4 months, 4.5 months. I'm going back aboard the boat, back aboard Boogaboo. It's the first warm, nice day that we've had in a long time. When I say warm, it's still around freezing, but it's not snowing and it's not raining. So it's dry enough that I can, well, you'll see. I gotta cut open the shrink wrap to climb in there, and then I have to tape it up because I don't have a zipper on that. So I needed to come here on a dry and relatively not blistering cold day, just so I can tape that back up and resecure it. But I'm eager to get on the boat and see what it looks like. Yes, this is me. This is me climbing onto the boat for the first time since, last November. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, baby. Hello, Boogaboo. All still here, all in one piece. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh man. I can't describe it, but for those of you who know, you know. Just the smell. Back on the boat. Yes, it smells beautiful. It smells clean as it always has since we bought this boat. Of course, Anchor Girl's got the Febreze bounce sheets all over the place. But apart from that, just being back on the boat, it is incredible. So what am I doing here? Pretty much this is it. I just wanted to come back on the boat. Like I say, it's been a long time since I've been back here. And just make sure everything looks the way it's supposed to, which it does so far. It all looks good. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's one or two things I'm going to check in particular, but I can't even remember because I'm so overwhelmed right now. Honestly, it is so fantastic being back on the boat. I just got to say, of course, you guys watch my videos during the off season. I hope so anyways, to get the inspiration. And believe it or not, that's what a lot of my weekends are. Anchor Girl and I'll just throw on one of my videos, one of my YouTube videos on the big screen at home, and we will reminisce and we will look back ourselves at what a great summer it was last year and years before, even just cruising on the boat and going here, there, and all over, and remembering and talking and hopefully planning for this season as well coming up. Yeah. Okay, give me a minute. You can see, I don't know if I shared this last year or not when the boat come out of the water. Just where I placed everything, and it's nice and neat and clean. Well, forget about clean. It's nice and neat. And I layered everything here, as you can see, with the cushions from the back, the carpets, the canvas, of course, and everything else. And I put blankets, drop cloths in between each layer, and blankets just to protect everything, so none of the isinglass, the clear panels, nothing got scratched. It should not have anyways, because like I say, I was very, very careful about that. So eager to get the shrink wrap off the boat and the canvas back up. Now that's probably not going to happen for a couple of weeks anyways, but we'll see, play it by ear. But it'll be nice to have that back in place. One of the things I just want to check real quick, not that I was concerned about it, but all this stuff, and I'm not suggesting you should do it yourself, but all these liquid items, they stay in the boat all winter long. That one looks like it may have froze. But if anything froze, nothing split. Look at that. This everyday soap, hand soap, Windex, of course, cleaners. So I just set everything in the sink that could potentially crack and break open, so not that it leaks all over the place. and it looks like those survived nicely. And then over into the head compartment, it's going to get echoey in here. So same deal. I mean, that's antifreeze from winterizing the water system last fall. But these guys are all on here. Look at that. Now that hand soap froze, but it's still, oh, look at that, still malleable. Now there's a few projects that I did on the boat last year that I was hoping to share with you over the winter. But most of those only took still photos, and it's quite laborious for me to type out descriptions of what I did. So what I had chosen to do is wait until the boat's back in the water for this spring, and I will review pretty much what I did last year on those projects with a little bit of a walkthrough and a talk through. Of course, I'm going to share the photos as much as I can with those projects, just so it's a little bit more descriptive, because it doesn't matter how many words that I type, or actually how many words that I ever say, there's still a lot of questions that I get from you guys. So I just think if I walk through with the video camera on those projects, that it's going to be a little easier to follow along. And I think I could be able to add a little bit more detail as well. And one of the things that I keep looking at and motioning my eyes towards is, one of the projects, which I was really happy, was installing this TV up here. And look at that. Can you see any wires? No, you cannot. Paul, how did you hide all those wires? And how does it work miraculously? How is it just floating there in space? Well, that's where the video comes into play, because I'm really happy the way that project turned out. And it's working good. So I'm excited to share that with you, as well as a few other things. I can't even remember. I have probably a half a dozen projects already in folders on my computer at home that I want to do a little bit more of a walkthrough, as I was mentioning with you guys. I guess I better not forget that, eh? One of the other projects I'm going to share with you is this TV in the V-berth in the master stateroom. Don't call it a primary, it's a master. That's how Sea Ray labeled it, and that's what it's called. But anyways, so this TV that I put in isn't even a TV. Ooh. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, did you see that? There's still pressure in the water system, and antifreeze coming out here in the cockpit fridge. That's a very positive sign. One other project that we did, and this one's a bit of a story as well, so better to share it in video. Spin that around. See that? See those shifters? Oh, listen. Beautiful. We had an incident, broke one of these shift cables while we were on holidays last year at a very inopportune time, as you could imagine. And but got it all fixed, obviously, because we got home. And actually, Anchor Girl was helping me do that. She was working down in the engine room helping me with that. Yeah, so that was an interesting and fun panicky situation there for about 20 seconds. But we got the shift cables done. I did one while we were away on our holidays, but of course I ordered two. I'm not going to just do one side without doing the other as well, so I had two. So when we got back to our home port marina, I replaced the other shift cable, as well as I got two new throttle cables. So shift, throttle, all four cables have been replaced. Now I had to do a little bit of customizing on, I think, the starboard engine throttle cable, and you're going to see what I did there. Nothing too crazy. Probably some of you are going to say, oh, Paul, why did you do that? But I did, and I'm okay with it, and it's working fine. And the shift is just like butter, and so smooth on the throttle as well, which is really, really nice. So look forward to that video. I'll probably share that as one video as well. There's still one other item that I have to address. I'm going to do that probably when the boat goes in the water, and that's the stereo system. It was not doing what it was supposed to be doing, so we have to I have to make a change. I gotta change the power supply to it. It's working and it's fine, but I'm just not happy with something. So I gotta fix that. You saw the video already with the chart plotter, so not the chart plotter, but the depth finder, and that is awesome, 100%. The Garmin, there's a little update that I want to show you there too. When we were out on our last cruise, right at the very end of last season in September, we went away for a couple of nights, and when we were coming back, I was playing with the radar, which everything works, the plotter and the radar, everything works great. However, the cartography is a little bit out for this body of water. I'm going to just show you why and what to look for and what I discovered. Again, everything's working, the system's working good. It's just a little bit of whoever drew the maps was a little bit out, and I'm going to show you why. And again, a reason why you should always use your eyeballs when driving the boat. Don't rely on that. Look at that, it got so warm in here I actually took my jacket off, starting to sweat, which is a good thing. Anyways, just so awesome, so wonderful to be back on the boat, even though it is just still getting ready for the spring launch. Today's date is March 24th, 2022 in real time, and with any luck we'll be in the water for right the beginning of May, if not earlier, probably the beginning of May. There's a few things I want to do outside. I would like to do the stripe on the hull, of course, give it a little polish and not a wax, but a coating that I'm going to put on it, bring that shine back up. And yeah, what else? That's probably really the only things that I want to do that have to be done before the boat goes in the water, before it touches the water, before it's floating again. But of course, I have a list of probably 30 items, different things that I'd like to do, but they can wait until it gets in the water. Depends on conditions. If the string strap wraps up and it's dry but it's raining, I can still work in here hopefully and get things going. Next thing over the next week or so is just when I'm back next, plug in the shore power and start charging those batteries. Just for fun, I gotta show you this. As I mentioned, we've had a very mild winter, one of the mildest that on record. And look at that, this thing's been sitting here all winter and it's still totally in charge. Oh, do you hear that? The stereo just came on. See, that's one of the things I want to fix. So I thought I'm going to just turn on the batteries and see what they're showing me. Of course, I had no intention of doing any work today, but I'm okay with that. I'd love to spend the whole weekend working here on the boat, but that's not going to happen. Anyways, the reason I'm filming this is not to show you where I keep my multimeter, but it just came to mind, another video that I want to do for you guys, because I've had a few requests, just what kind of tools and spares and whatever that I carry on the boat, because as you know, and it's not above me or below me to do some repairs while underway on our holidays. It happens every year. Like I said, we changed the shift cable while we were at a glorious spot that you know well. But so anyways, that's part of it right there. I'm gonna leave this out because no doubt I'm gonna want it later. But that is just a mere glimpse as to what I keep on the boat all the time. And of course there's spares and a lot more tools than that I carry with me always. Anyways, let's see if I can see how many voltages are on those batteries. Oh well, dummy me, what else is new? I don't need my multimeter because I have this gauge that I put in, same as I put in the last boat, and this is showing me, I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but 11.7 volts, 11.8. Look at that, it's come back to life. Not bad after sitting all winter not being plugged in. Yeah, almost 12 volts. That's pretty darn good. Be enough to turn the engines over for sure. Very positive. Very happy about that. If you haven't seen, I'll leave a link in the description to a video I did of installing this same unit on the last boat. It's just a USB charger, but it also shows the voltage. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Really happy about that. And again, that brings to mind a couple other videos I got to share with you. Once we've gone through all the cruising videos from last year, I still got probably about 3-ish left to share. I already got one edited in the next one, which was a 9-hour day on the water, 9-hour cruise. But anyways, so once I'm done that, as I promised before, I'll share with you the mileage, the hours, the fuel, and everything that that trip entailed. And probably as standalone video, I'm going to tell you how many hours that we put on this boat last season. And like I say, it was a record. A lot of miles too. Love it. So before Anchor Girl gets wondering where I am, because I keep texting her telling her I'm leaving soon and I'm coming home, I'm going to shut this one off here. Like I said, I just want to reiterate hoo-ha to the upcoming season. And believe it or not, right now for this coming year, I'm looking more at just sitting on the boat, looking forward to more just being on the boat at the start of the season anyways, than even going out for our cruises. I mean, we're going to do that obviously, but still, it's just yeah, it's going to be a good year. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I want to learn about when you think you're going to be launched this year. If you have any projects that you want to do before the boat goes in the water, I'm not talking to you, Chad. I'm already watching all your videos, trust me. But if there's anything that you think you want to do before your boat goes in the water, or even right when it goes in the water, if you can do electronics upgrades or whatever, stripes, whatever you want to do, I would love to hear your comments on that. Let me know. And as well, you all guys are all carrying video cameras in your phone, so please share videos with us on your YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. If you're commenting to me here, you already have a YouTube channel, you just don't know it. I would love to see more about people freshwater boating. As you all guys all probably know, there's tons of sailing videos, guys down in the Caribbean, whatever. Boring. I want to see more freshwater cruising. There is a short handful of channels that we follow who are in the Great Lakes area who are doing boating videos, and really appreciate that. Love to see what you guys are doing. I want to see more. I want to see more. So get out there and start filming. And if nothing else, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're going to do, what you look forward to doing this year. All right, that's it. We'll see you on the next one, which is coming up in just a couple of days. For now, cheers.